Why do we all continuously and compulsively sabotage ourselves in our relationships with others, and more importantly, in our relationship with ourselves? I know what is helpful to me in my growth, and I know what is detrimental and even dangerous. So why do I choose what is harmful to me over what is good for me? Am I punishing myself? Do I feel that I deserve to suffer and fail? I'm looking for a hint of how to address this dilemma that at times feels like an addiction. Thank you. Well, thank you for asking the question. I have many things that come to mind. Number one is I don't think we all are constantly and continuously sabotaging ourselves. I think, yes, it is something that happens for people a lot. Also is coming to mind is wanting attention. It's the voice that's coming to me saying that this individual is wanting attention. And I know that might not make you happy for me to say that, because it is something that you're aware of. Like, to ask this question in this level of detail, you know what it is that you're doing, and yet you're choosing. And it's kind of like the energy I get is like a child who knows that they're not supposed to have one more cookie from the jar, and yet they just go in there and they're like, I'm going to get that other cookie, and hopefully nobody's going to see me. And if somebody does, I'm just going to be proud of myself that I did. So it kind of has that energy to it of wanting to be seen. And so it feels like that's, I guess, why the attention thing was coming to mind, that you're wanting some kind of attention, and that's why you're being more deviant. And so I would sit back with that, and I would journal about this. I always like to recommend journaling, and really sit and say, well, what did I do today that was sabotaging? Or probably even better is, what did I not do today? What were some of the things that approached me that I had the opportunity? I was at that juncture and I said I could either do this or I could do this. And I chose to do the way that was really going to open things up for me, as opposed to like step back into that more deviant energy, or that lower vibrational energy. And be proud of yourself for making the other choice. Sometimes I think on the spiritual journey, we get really heavily focused on like, what did I do wrong? Calling ourselves out on these self-sabotaging activities and behaviors, when if we do the opposite, then we put the attention on the things that we actually are doing more of. And so if we're in a place of pride of ourselves, decisions that we know are really aligned with our soul's plan, then we're starting to already get the energy moving in a different direction, simply by being proud of ourselves and not focusing on all the things that we think we need to change about ourselves, because that's back into that self-judgment as opposed to the self-love. So get back into the self-love of it all. You have it in you. I know, otherwise you wouldn't have been asking this question. And I really like that you did, because I do think that it is common. I just don't want to say that, all, because I think a lot of people are moving into this real depth of self-love and really caring for themselves, and finding all the great things that are happening, and finding it with others, right? Finding it with the people we live with. Finding it with the people that we're out and about with, people that, maybe we're just buying a coffee from, that we're finding the beautiful things that they just did. Oh, they smiled, and, and acknowledging them for that, because everyone ultimately wants to be seen, right? We all want to be validated and seen, and know that we're here and contributing to the world in a way that's helpful for others as well. So I feel your tender heart, and I think you're on the right track. Go into a little bit more self-love, a little more pride about all the great decisions that you do make, and less focus on the ones that you don't really like so much. It's a great segue into the Awaken Inner Wisdom community. I would love for you to apply. It's a place where like-minded souls can come and get into deeper discussions. So on this show, we talk about lots of topics that all relate to relationships and helping us shift and unravel our minds. And so there's great discussion that happens here in a Q&A format. But in the Awaken Inner Wisdom membership, you'll actually be with me in a closed private Zoom group. And each week we have a really in-depth discussion about a topic, and then an open forum where people can comment and go deeper. And It's created specifically for people like you who are looking for their tribe, who are looking for those higher conscious conversations. And look, I know we all have tons of friends and people in our lives, but a lot of times those friends aren't on the same spiritual ascension journey that we are. We can only go so far with them on certain topics, and then it's like, okay, we kind of capped out. But you desire to have deeper, richer discussions in a place where you can take things that you really want insights on, or you really want to anchor in a different way. And so the Awaken Inner Wisdom membership is a beautiful place to do that. There is an application process, so please go to bethbell.me and you'll see where to apply there. I'd love to hear from you. And there's lots of other resources on bethbell.me. There's the Awakening and Healing Handbook, the Herpes Handbook, the Psychedelics Resource Guide, lots of other things on there. There's the flower gazing module. So if you're someone who's having a hard time with meditation or just quieting the mind, I talk about how I was really able to leverage the flowers into meditation. Actually, the universe really guided me into photographing flowers and observing them and really leveraging that as a way to quiet my mind. So there's lots of resources over there. I can't wait to hear from you. As always, if you have a question and you're watching this on replay, submit the questions to bethbell.me/question, or you can put them here in the comments on my YouTube channel. So I look forward to seeing you again next week. In the meantime, please like and subscribe and hit the bell so you know when the next live is, 11:11 on every Sunday. All right, wishing you only bliss and love until next week. Namaste.